So I think I have to continue. Who is our moderator?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay,
May
I will
continue your
continue.
presentation.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. So I will continue. Right. Okay, so you're seeing now my slides. Okay, I will continue. Just tell me if there's a problem. So this is what the Secretary General said, no, during that meeting. So what is happening now actually is around the world, or at least countries which have access to and can afford AI. The slide showed an article titled "Algorithms of War: The Use of AI in Decision Making in Armed Conflict." So can you imagine? It's already AI who is making a decision, right? In another article, the title is "Top U.S. Official Warns AI May Be the Most Powerful Weapon of Our Time." And just for the past 2 weeks, we already experienced that with the war in Iran and Israel, right? So this is alarming in a way if the AI is used in a harmful way, right? So the question is this really happening? I already mentioned for the last 2 weeks we experienced that the world sees not really for the first time because even the conflict between Ukraine and Russia, and of course also the war in Gaza between Israel and the Hamas, you see the use of AI there. So critics are quick to point out the atrocities created by both parties and the use of AI as a lethal weapon. So just look at this slide. What is considered as one of the defining moments in the conflict? For example, in the conflict between Ukraine and uh, Russia, if you can see in the slide, the drone only costs around $400 to $500, while the tank is costing around $4.5 million. And in some of the reports, some of these tanks were destroyed by drones. So now we proceed to our topic, no, artificial intelligence in education. Just giving a background how useful or harmful this AI now. Uh, about the threats of AI, my topic is about this one, no? Reinforcing arts and sciences. So I think you are all familiar with the different AIs, and some of you are using that now. For example, for chatbots, so we have that, especially ChatGPT. And then aside from chatbots, there are also what we are content creation AI. Then we have text enhancement AI, and I am using Grammarly. There is also a video generation AI. There is also an image generation and enhancement AI. And in the Philippines, we have one researcher was able to create an AI platform that preserves nearly extinct Filipino languages. So what are the benefits of AI? If you're talking about AI, what are the benefits in education? I got this from this article from Systematic Review. And as you can see, there are a lot for students. Increased motivation to learn, language skill development, improve learning performance, personalized and adaptive learning environment, instant feedback, ease of access, self-regulated learning, active participation. Now, for us educators, economy of time, workload reduction, and providing training resources. But there are also disadvantages for students, limitation of interaction because you're already using technology, misleading answers, limitation of personalized feedbacks, unlike when you have your teacher who give you actual feedback, failure to understand complex expressions, and also outdated responses, decreased communication skills, mechanics of voice and intonation, it's gone. Difficulty getting used to technology for some, and of course, data protection and privacy. There are also disadvantages on our part as educators, originality and plagiarism, failure to determine the level of readiness because it's already AI that is answering for the students, and the challenge of developing AI-powered applications. Some advantages like enhanced experiential learning, improvement of writing content, and some of the drawbacks are really in academic integrity and even questions of accuracy. So there are already new AIs now that are being developed now. So we are already out. The world is already using in education. We're already using AI. So let me share to you. Sorry, I have to close this one. Let me share to you my own experience in using AI. So I used AI in my class, and this is what I will share to you. All right. So my paper that I'm also already preparing for publication. So enhancing why is it is okay. Enhancing pre-service teachers. I think some of the students, we have education students there. These are pre-service teachers. Their attitudes towards teaching social studies through the integration of artificial intelligence. So social studies, I don't know if this is true for you students, teaching social studies is both exciting and challenging for us. Like me, I am a social studies teacher. And this is designed to prepare learners for college, career, and civic life, and it is considered as the heartbeat in the classroom. And these are some of the disciplines in social studies, but the major ones like history, civics, and others. Now, unfortunately, based on research, there is a low interest of students in terms of learning social studies. No? They showed less interest in social studies, and teachers also have expressed difficulty in teaching these subjects. And some of the reasons for students why they are not so interested in the subject, number one is not relevant to their life. And some teachers, social studies teachers, are using conventional teaching methods. And even some misconception about the subject, don't understand. So for us teachers, we need to be more creative and innovative in handling social studies subjects while considering strategies to motivate students to learn. So with that, there are different approaches on teaching social studies, but in this case, I do an action research, which is integrating AI. So these are my research questions, which I will answer later on. So basically, I am using a method action research. Most of the teachers are doing, or a good number of teachers are doing this now, just to know if their interventions or techniques are actually important. So with that, I started with a pre-test and I created a self-made questionnaire which is validated attitudes towards teaching social studies. So before the intervention, I asked the students to take the test. So it's simple. Since this is an education subject and students are asked to do classroom demonstration, so before they did their classroom demonstration by group, I already introduced to them about AI. And then I require them that when they start their, or when they have their teaching demonstration by group, they will use AI. Right? So that's it. And then, so these are some of the samples of their, for example, this group, they use ChatGPT, Bing Image Creator, and Canva. So they have their topic, cultural characteristics of communities in the Philippines. This is the topic that they do their teaching demonstration. And there is a name of the activity that they use AI. And there are objectives. And if you can see in the second, on the right side, these are steps instruction for the students. This one is VED. I think this is a video. All right. So there is that they use this in their topic water forms and land forms. Then the activity name is a simple riddles. In our language, bugtong bugtong. Right. There is an objective and there are instructions. All right. So this one is a word. They use word wall, and there is the lesson is still about waterfronts and landforms because this group used two activities. Right. And this one use Idoka play. Idoka play. So they have their topics. This about the leaders and citizens who contribute to community development. They have their objective of integrating AI. And there is an instruction of the activity to which they use AI. So it's very enjoyable. I cannot see you the videos and the pictures because I have not asked for their consent to show their faces. But so after all the groups, there were I think 8 groups that use AI. Then after that, I conducted the post test. And if you can see in the result, only one actually, and this is the first sentence that did not have a significant difference, meaning their scores in the post test increases or increase, meaning the AI integration increased their attitudes or motivation to teach social studies because these elementary teachers, they will be teaching in the elementary pre-service teachers. When they become teachers, they will teach elementary subjects, and in elementary you will teach different subjects, no, unlike in the high school or college that you have a specific subjects. But for elementary teachers, they will teach almost all subjects. In fact, for grade 1 they teach all the subjects, including, of course, in grade 4, 5, 6, social studies. So in this action research, I have proven that integrating AI would increase the attitudes of pre-service teachers in teaching social studies. Now, the study is not yet finished because I will be conducting the qualitative portion, which is the interview, and I will ask an expert to do the interview to avoid bias. All right. So just to prove that integrating AI could help students, we have already some related literature that prove that one, no? Like it improve learning, the experiential learning process. It helps in the teacher's preparation, especially on making assessment, and also the positive attitude. So the question there is AI helping the teachers or not? The answer to that in my study is yes, because their post-test results are significantly higher than the pre-test results. Okay, so my other studies are also doing a systematic review on the use of AI by different researchers and teachers around the world. So we will use AI in education so that we can use to maximize the benefits and at the same time avoid the negative effects. So with that, I thank you all for listening, and I think we are ready for the question and answer.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Randy, for your outstanding insight. Before we move on to the Q&A session, please allow me to apologize to Dr. Randy and all our participants for the technical issues we experienced earlier on Zoom. Thank you for your
No
patience
problem.
and understanding. For anyone who has questions, please raise your hand or use raise hand feature on Zoom to ask directly to the speaker or type your question in chat box and I will deliver it to the speaker. Okay, it seems we've got a question from our participant in this room. Introduce yourself briefly and pose your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for Dr. Randy for the material is very helping for all of us in here. Okay, my question, how can educators balance the advantages and limitation of AI when using it in educational settings?
Yeah, actually, we already, I have already another article which is already not public, sorry, it is under review. And some of the things that we discussed on that paper are I think you mentioning about what could be uh, like the drawbacks of using AI. So one of that is really the tendency for students to be technology over reliance to technology. I think there's already a report now from, was it from the United Nations or UNESCO or whatever, that there is a proof of the students are getting like their level of critical thinking is going down because they rely on AI. So that's a bad, well, not a good thing, but there are also literature that would say that it actually increases their critical thinking. So the debate now is still going on. There are different, so for educators, it is very important, like how to guide students in using this AI productively and minimize the ethical problems and other consequences in the use of AI, which would diminish the development of the students. So as you can see, as of this time, there are still ongoing debates on that. In fact, one of my other researches is on the review of the different policies. And unfortunately, we could not really see much policies. There are some schools, institutions, of course, the United Nations, they have their common guidelines for the use of AI, but it cannot just be the generic one because it has to be uh, customized in different in each institution. So my answer to that is not full because the debate's still ongoing, and I think it is really a challenge for us teachers. How? Because my point is I am not suggesting that teachers should prevent students from using AI because it's already there. But the problem is, are teachers also knowledgeable about AI? Because if they are not knowledgeable, then they might be also too negative when it comes to AI without understanding it. I am using AI. Grammarly, I'm using Grammarly. I'm using Turnitin for plagiarism checker. That's why my students could not escape me because even if they use AI, I can detect it using also another AI. So I think we have to meet, we have to meet at the common ground so that we can guide students and you students will also know how to use AI properly and productively.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mrs. Melina, is the
Yes,
speaker's answer enough?
yes. Thank you so much.
Okay, we hope that answers your question. And maybe next question from the Zoom or in chat box.
Yes, can I?
Okay, I think I will answer the questions from Vizar. Uh, my answer to that is really, I would say, let's look at it from the macro and the micro. From the macro, we really need policies. We cannot dictate institutions to do this, you have to follow this, but they have to create their own policies. For example, just an example. For plagiarism, we call it in plagiarism checker AIs, they call it similarity index. So some schools will set the 10% similarity index, some 15, some 5, all right? Especially if it is in the journal, very little. So what does it mean? We there are percentages that are allowed now, but it doesn't mean that for example, 10% for similarity index, it is allowed. But it doesn't mean that that 10% is actually copied and pasted or plagiarized. No. The 10% is, these are words that are actually very common but still flagged by a plagiarism checker. Example, the purpose of the study. You are not plagiarizing that because that's a common thing, the common words. But since it is flagged by AI, so it will become part of the 10%. All right. So I think that's really, but how to effectively use it? First is you have to be educated. You have to know the AI and its consequences. For us teachers, we should know that. Right. And also, but the question also is, ethically, there are a lot of ethical things that I think you know already that there are already some theses submitted that are AI generated. So that's the ethics there. So that's why it's very crucial for teachers to really guide and for the macro level, for the institution to have a clear policy. Okay, clear policies. How can AI be used to support students with intellectual disabilities or classes with diverse characteristics? That's the power of AI because AI can be used by anybody. All right. In fact, uh, for the persons with disabilities, these are tools that are very useful because it would guide you, help you in your difficulties, right? So, but again, we are talking about AI. We're not talking about tools. There are a lot of AI tools. So even specific to different needs, there are AIs for that. For example, for the blind, there are AI tools for the blind, right? What else and others? Yes, sir. Emmanuel Garcia, you're raising
Ye
your hand.
yes, sir. Do you hear me, sir? Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir. This is Professor Ivan Garcia from Quezon City from Quezon City University. Yeah, I just heard and listened everything about and what you shared a while ago, sir, and it's really interesting. By my concern here is since we are now on the age of this AI, I would like to know from your end about in application. Supposedly, I am a mentor of a trainee in a certain students who are doing the research. However, they encountered such kind of research misconduct. Now, as a mentor, that's why I'm asking, sir, in your opinion, how I will make a necessary measurement to punish them or to give some kinds of what. Because nowadays, it is inevitable that we cannot stop them from using AI as their advantage point wherein they're now stepping in their becoming a research misconduct. So this may concern because nowadays most of the college students right now they just keep on copying everything about and what they've seen from Dr. Google, everything so forth and so on. So in your opinion, sir, let me hear from you. Thanks so much, sir.
Yeah, but we have to, I would say, because not only students, teachers also are using AI.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so I would say, I think I would just have to reiterate what I said that there should be a clear policy, and we cannot dictate each institution. But just to give you an idea, some of the policies, for example, I think in one of the universities here in the Philippines, they are very clear on that. For example, if you use AI, you have to be transparent. You have to tell that you are using AI. For example, I use AI. For example, what part of the paper you use AI? For example, you use AI in prompting, revising your research questions or revising your title to make it more appealing. So it has to be reported. So there's a school in the Philippines that allow that, but with transparency, you have to use it. Now, in terms of measurement, we have already some measurement in terms of plagiarism or similarity index, like 15%, 10%. I have not seen a policy about percentage for AI generation. Although if you read Turnitin in their guidelines, they would say that 12% generation, you have to be careful of not accusing or deciding that it is plagiarized because there is a central percentage that would say it might not be. So that how I got negative, something like positive, something like that. So again, it has to have it boils down to clear policies. Once the policies are clear, students and both students and teachers are guided. So I would say the policies should guide students and teachers how to use AI properly, not to stop them from using because you cannot stop AI. You cannot stop students from using AI. In fact, nagturo na nga, I'm even teaching students how to integrate AI in their class, but I have to guide them. Okay? So we have many questions now. So we have Marisla, and then after that, Yudi.
Yes, Mister. I am is a teacher in elementary school, and my question is how to apply AI for student in elementary school.
Many. Again, it depends on the tools. For example, in my presentation, my students were using VED, something like that. It's a video. Some are using Idoka Play. There are many. Actually, you just ask AI. As a teacher, you ask AI, what are AI tools that I can use in my elementary class? There are so many. They will give. In social studies, there are also specific AI for social studies. It's not just ChatGPT. ChatGPT is very common. DeepSeek, Gemini, it's very common. There are many tools, many AI tools, and they are still developing day after day. There are new tools to be used. So there are many that you can use. UD, and after UD, maybe I will go back to the moderator if we still have time. So UD Aris, it's your turn.
Hello. Thank you, Mister.
Yes, sir.
Yes. The first I want to ask about the function of AI, especially for elementary school. How can artificial intelligence help teacher personalize learning according to each student's needs? And what the advantage AI for education, especially for elementary school? That's still basic in education, because
Okay.
the student in basics or in elementary school sometimes is need manual to studying, but AI is, I think, is for instant like that. Okay, please explain to me.
Well, you
Yeah,
might be surprised. You might
yeah.
be surprised that
Oh,
elementary students are more adaptive to AI. Remember, they like plays. They like to navigate. They don't
yeah,
have judgment, something like that.
yeah.
So I think the answer to that is really about uh, you choosing what specific AI. Actually, when you question me, if only I have a recorder, I would ask AI. Instead of me answering, AI will answer you that. That's
Uh,
that's funny, but yeah, it's really this is now the world we are in.
yes.
Yes, this is now the world we are in. If you want to use AI, you ask AI. Give me a tool. I am teaching. For example, I am teaching reading, the basic reading. Can you give me a tool, an AI tool to help me, and so that students will, so that the pupils can use, and AI will give you.
So
So
it,
the role now, what
yeah.
is the human intervention there? So as a teacher, the human intervention is you search for AI, you study the AI, and then guide students how to use it. All right. So again, it's there is still the big human intervention there, especially for us teachers. So, Madam Moderator, I don't know if we have still time. It's your turn now.
Yes, we still have lots of time, Doctor. Yeah, we can continue the Q&A session. Maybe in this room, is there any question? Okay, it seems there is no question from here. Maybe from Zoom or in chat box.
Okay. Yeah, if you have more questions that I cannot answer because of the time limitation, you know what you do? You know what to do, right? Can somebody answer me? You know what to do. If I cannot answer it now and you still have questions, where do you go?
Go to AI, Doctor.
Okay. That's it. That's it. You know, it's so easy now. So easy now. For example, I have my students. They want to conceptualize what they want to do, what they want to study as a thesis. usually we go to the library, before they go to the library and look at the previous thesis there. Why not use AI to ask and then see if it is relevant, see if it is still answering the gap in the literature, right? So anyway, this is not a workshop. If it is a workshop, we would have more fun. You know, when I'm doing research now, most of my, most of my workshops now are fun because students are just like playing because they're now using AI, etc. Of course, as a teacher, you guide them how to use it, etc. It's fun. It's fun. So thank you very much. I wish I'm there personally to do the workshop with the teachers and maybe increase our publications. Dr. Djuwari is doing well. I'm also doing here in our university. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Randy. Ladies and gentlemen, before we end this session, I would like to say thank you so much from my deepest heart to Dr. Randy Tudy for spending time to attend this webinar. And for that, we would like to give you an award in the form of Certificate of Appreciation for being our speaker today. And the Certificate of Appreciation will be presented by Dr. Muhammad Tamrin. For the first, with honor, we would like to invite Dr. Randy Tudy and Dr. Muhammad Tamrin to the main screen. Thank you so much.
Kita dari sudah di
Well, moving on to the next session, we have Dr. Djuwari M. as our second speaker. May we now welcome Dr. Djuwari to the stage. Okay, good morning, Dr. Djuwari.
Morning.
Okay. Okay, doctor, how are you today?
Oh, fine.
Alhamdulillah, we're so glad to have you here as our speaker today.
Thank you.
So what projects are you doing lately, doctor?
Right, yes.
Yeah, projects, what are you doing?
Can I start or you introduce first?
Okay, you can answer my question first. It's okay, sir.
Yeah. You introduce first or I have to start directly?
You first,
yes.
yes. Okay, Dr. Djuwari, with your permission, before we proceed with the presentation, I would like to present your CV. Please note, Dr. Djuwari is a distinguished academic and researcher at Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama, Surabaya. He holds a PhD in education and has extensive expertise in educational research, pedagogical theories, curriculum development, and educational technology. Throughout his career, he has held various leadership roles, including head of the Language Laboratory, vice rector for student affairs, and coordinator of the Research Center Division.
Ya, Pak.
Currently,
Bagaimana?
he served as the president of the International Association of Scholarly Publishers, Editors, and Reviewers, and vice president of the ASEAN Community of Educators and Researchers, or CARE. Specializing in English for speaking purposes and academic writing, Dr. Djuwari has published extensively on education-related topics. His commitment to innovative teaching methods and digital learning integration has made significant contributions to the advancement of education. Well, actually, there are still many amazing experiences and activities from our speaker. Before Q&A session, I would like to inform you that the session will last for 30 minutes. And the Q&A session will be opened in the last session after the presentation is done. So, Dr. Djuwari, time is yours.
Thank you, the moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to our deans of the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Dr. Tamrin Hidayat, and also the Vice Dean, Dr. Navia, and all the heads of the departments and teachers also, and very specifically my beloved participants in this stage, and especially through the Zooming platforms. Well, I would like to express also my gratitude and appreciation to the committee who is now holding this international webinar, and hope that it can also be well organized, and also it is also our chance for experiencing together with the people around the world also. Yeah. Now let me show the title. Yeah, especially the theme is the implementation of artificial intelligence in education for adaptation to digital society. My focus is in AI-generated language teaching and education. And I have already got some of the previous knowledge from the first speaker, that is Dr. Randy Tudy. Thank you, Dr. Randy Tudy, my good friends, who have already exposed some of the various impacts of AI, not only in social and economical, but also in political impacts in widespread in the world. Yeah, some of the news and facts, and also the impacts, and also on the educations, whether it is good or not. And I was also excited by the end of the question of the first presenter, ended with the question, is AI helping or not? And it was answered by the speaker, Dr. Randy, yes, it is. Now let's go with my topic here. Yes, go on, please. So, my outline, yeah, this is the discussion that focusing on the English language teaching and education. First of all, we have to talk very brief about the definition of AI. Why? Because mostly not all of the people understand AI exactly, whether it is in daily life or in the practice here. And this is very important for us to see. After we know what is the very short definitions of AI, then we go on to the necessity for education system to adapt to digital society in demands. That is the reality, what is now we are living together in the world globally. After that, then we can focus on the current applications of AI in education, in language teaching. And this is my focus because that is the field of science that I have been prevailing, that I have been engaging in doing not only teaching, reading, but also in doing the research about the AI in linguistics. Then what is our attitude especially the teacher's attitude toward AI and its challenges. Then we go also the examples of the result and case studies. Finally, we go to future perspectives that we have together everywhere globally to agree on this one. So this is the outline. Now let's go on the next slide. Well, I highlight the definition here. AI refers to a system capable of performing tasks. Again and again, AI is used for performing tasks, not replacing the human being. Many people are scared of being replaced with the AI, especially when we heard the prediction by Bill Gates, for example, that next 10 years, teachers and also doctors will be replaced by the AI. No, I don't believe it, because whenever we talk about the definition here is capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence, not requires the artificial. So artificial intelligence, but we have our original intelligence. And that AI needs our intelligence. Let me show you after that in the next episode. So if we talk about that, then we use AI to perform the task to make us more efficient and also, of course, effectively. What is meant by more efficient is that while we do something, conventionally without technology, for example, a long time ago, we were studying in the classroom using chalk and blackboard, not whiteboard. Yeah. Then later on, we use white markers, and then use the whiteboard. And then we use the LCD and so on. And now we use AI. And this is used for performing the task to make it something more efficient, not replacing. So again and again, don't worry about AI. And therefore, the title, the theme is adaptive, not totally the adopting the AI and as a whole. That is the capable of doing the task here or performing the task. The next one is that AI here is machine learning using machine. So not learning by natural way of we are learning in the classroom face to face with the human interaction. This is machine. So don't worry about the machine. We can also dictate the machine, rather than we are dictated by the machine. No. And I will show you the way how to manipulate AI instead of we are manipulated by AI. And the next one is that natural language processing. Yes, of course. I always again and again mentioning in the classroom to the student that actually we can also use our own language, and then after that we can also test whether the language is produced by AI here is natural or not. And then we can compare it, and we can also show that actually AI still needs our natural intelligence, not artificial. And the last one is the computer vision. Yes, of course, laptop and so on. Without Android, without Amazon, and without the computer, like what we are now, in this case, is the system of the circuit of the communication is using the electronic that is called computer vision. Without that, no, we can't do that. Of course, yes. So that is the what is artificial intelligence. It is not the natural intelligence, and we are not replaced by the AI 100%, but instead we use or manipulate the AI for performing our task to make it more efficient and effective, of course. Next, please. And digital society here. Whether or not we are against or whether or not this reality is not our reality, we cannot deny. So we have to be, adaptive, that now we are living in a digital society. This is one of the example. For example, we are now in our stick here. We can see face to face, but other people can also use the Zoom platform. Now they can meet us together. They can also discuss together. And this is one of the example of digital society. We cannot avoid this, and therefore we have to adapt. That is adaptation to digital society. Digital society technologies are everywhere, anytime. Anytime, various complex impacts on our life. And that was introduced by Dr. Randy Tudy, social, political, economical impacts from the news covered in the newspaper worldwide. And this is the fact, we cannot avoid. Increasing the role of data and algorithm, and in daily life, step by step, instruction to do anything quickly. So if we want to do something quickly, you cannot do something using the traditional equipment. And therefore, AI is one of the tools that we have to use it. Not AI uses us, but we have to use AI for our purpose of doing the task in the definition, in the previous definition. And the next one is that needs for digital literacy and lifelong learning. Teachers are the most impactful in our lives. Well, Bill Gates predicted that next 10 years, 2036, teachers can be replaced by AI. But I don't agree with that if we can adapt how to use AI. Not to be resistant, but adapt to how using the AI in our daily life for performing our tasks. If we are teachers, then we have to do anything, whether planning the lesson, whether making the material, whether using the anything related to teaching media, then AI can also be used for assisting our tasks, doing the tasks. And this is the digital society. Next, please. In 2017, so 3 plus 5, 8 years ago, I predicted that actually the digital society communication will be yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. So in 2017, I predicted that a digital society would be inevitable today. What is meant by inevitable? We cannot avoid. We are dragged into the life in the global society that is digitally, and now it is existing today. And it is characterized by some platforms. Yeah, for example, Zoom. Now what we are now doing, using Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, LMS, and many more. We use this all for communication digitally. So we cannot do anything very quickly in a social, in a digital society using the, traditional equipment. And this is, I also predicted a long time ago. So 8 years ago, I had predicted, and I wrote an article in the Philippine media that sooner or later, we will be living together globally and digitally, and we cannot avoid it. What is the platform? At that time, I didn't understand. But when there was a pandemic 2019 of COVID, then we were introduced without preparation to some of the platforms. So Zoom, Google Meet, and so on and so forth. But the first time at that in the pandemic at that time was only the WhatsApp. And then later on, after the pandemic, we were also introduced to some of the platform like Zoom today. Yeah, so this is also the characteristics of the digital society. So our life today is the fact. If it is the fact, then we cannot deny. If we cannot deny, so we cannot, we have to adapt. This is the what is the topic here. Yeah. So this is the about social digital society that now we are living together globally together that we cannot avoid. Thank you. Next, please. Now, very specific ChatGPT. Yeah, ChatGPT nationally and globally started at the end of 2022 and prevailingly used, globally used by the first of the 2023. But early 2022, I also predicted about the future of ChatGPT and the future of education. And what is now happening, I predicted a long time ago, 3 years ago, in which the ChatGPT was still introduced only the news, only the discussion on the social media. But I was also thinking about that, and I guess that would be very influential globally for education in the future. And today we were also exposed to how to use the ChatGPT not only in education but also in many other aspects. So in 2022, I also predicted that ChatGPT as one of the AI mostly and globally used today would be the tool technologically prevailing. And in fact, it is correct today. Yeah, so that is the characteristics of the digital society that we are now living together. Yeah, next please. Yes, next. Now, how about the AI application in education? Yeah, the word should be highlighted is that tutoring, adaptive learning, assessment, language learning. Why I have to use that language learning? Because this is my field of science. So tutoring, now we can also do manual. Even if we do not have time, if we do not have any opportunity to use the room or place, we can also do anything dealing with the tutoring by online. And that is the platform that I introduced in the previous slide, like the Zoom, Google Meet, and so on and so forth. So this is the system that we have to use it for replacing the traditional platform of tutoring. For example, if we cannot meet today physically, we can also use the platform of the technological tool using AI. Adaptive learning. Adaptive meaning that we cannot adopt totally 100%. Why? The theory or the schemata of the learning material that we introduce to our students, if we are teachers, then should be introduced first, rather than AI should be introduced in the beginning. Like what was the the question directed to Dr. Landi in the second question at the time, whether we teach the students AI or no, we don't teach students with AI. We use AI. So we use AI to perform. And then automated assessment. Yes, of course. I think we can also do this. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen and the participants here, especially from outside, from the campus of UNISA, I liked, correcting the assignment and also final tests and any tests through the Isorogan. Isorogan is the system of LMS in UNISA that is used for the learning process of in our campus, ladies and gentlemen from outside. Yeah, and I always ask the students to submit their assignment, tasks, and so on through the Isorogan. We call it penugasan assignment, but that is why I can do it very easily and then correct it very easily, give the comment very easily, and download the grades orderly based on the names as listed in the classroom list of the names of the students. So assessment. Now we go to the language learning. This is my field of science. Yeah. That was about in general in education and in the learning process. So AI-driven language learning application now widespread, available everywhere, and free. And free. And therefore, as teachers, especially, we cannot want the students here. They are free. They can also find by themselves any platforms of using AI in relation to language learning. And in this case, I would like to give some of the example. Next, please. Yes. AI in language teaching is already proof. Yeah, AI application, for example, Duolingo, yeah, a case study. It was also questioned by the first speaker. Yeah, there was a question. What is meant by personalized? Yes. So it can increase 12% retention. Yeah, by using the Duolingo for personalized. Yeah, via this is one. And secondly, write and improve. Yeah, for writing feedback, the accuracy and coherence. Yeah. And then Lingo Champ, for example, chatbot speaking practice, fluency and pronunciation, Grammarly, and so on and so forth. So, and also Dr. Randy was seeing some of the results. It's very nice. Here are the proof that actually AI is anything dealing with the technology, artificial intelligence that can support the teachers in the classroom or the teacher's task of doing the job here related to education process. So this is AI. Next, please. Yes. Now, benefits of AI in language teaching and education. According to Chen et al., 2024, the recent reference here, enhancing personalization. Instead of following the teacher as the central figure in the classroom, like traditional way of teaching, we can use AI by learning ourselves according to our speed of advancement, according to our own speed of development. So students can also use the AI learning the language based on their speed, based on their progress. And we have some of this platform, and therefore the student who can do faster, they can also use that AI by using AI and do very often as fast as possible. On the other hand, the student with the low, for example, speed of learning, they can also use this, but the progress depending on their own speed or their own, degree of speed in learning. This is what is personalized. In other cases, we can also use what is meant by personalized, dealing with the material. So if someone wants to learn about the grammar, while other students want to learn about speaking, and the rest also wants to learn about reading, then they can use the material in the AI platform differently, and this is personalized. And AI support personalized learning path. Yes, of course. Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah. And adaptive content delivery, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. There are a lot of, platforms. There are a lot of, AI that are related to the way of how to learn a language here, and listening, speaking, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And real back time feedback and also progress tracking. So the feedback can also be transmitted or communicated through the AI. It is not necessary for the teachers to see or to invite the student to face communication, telling about the result and the weaknesses and the strength. But the teachers can also write the comment and also the progress in the LMS and so on and so forth. And this is also a good feedback and real time. Yeah, of course, everyone should be on the alert at the same time, using the platform at the same time. Next, please. Yes. Now, this is what should we do. What should teachers do? Yeah. Number one, never be resistant. Never be resistant again and again. So no, AI is very dangerous. We have to teach the student by using a human relationship and then on love and so on and so on and so on and so on. AI will jeopardize the student because they will not be able to communicate naturally and also showing the love and also and so on, empathy and so on and so on. No. Even though we are scared of that, we have to do the last. On the contrary, neither be the act of total adoption. It is very dangerous. Those who do not understand the way how to dictate AI. So we have to dictate AI instead of we are dictated by the AI. If we are dictated totally by the AI, meaning that we do not know how to dictate the AI. And that is what is meant by the total adoption. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. So don't ask the students, use AI, do your assignment. No. But give the schemata, the theory of the science or the field that we are teaching or the subject to the students. For example, if we are teaching a writing, for example, paragraph, we teach them the theory, a schemata in their mind first before introducing them to the AI. So paragraph, this is very simple one. Paragraph consisting of main topic. Main topic is supported by the major topic. The major topic is supported by the minor topics. After we give the student the theory of linguistic related to the writing theory in their mind, that is schemata. And then ask them to dictate the AI. AI, please write a paragraph about blah, blah, blah. Then the at least 2 major details, and each major detail consists of 1 minor or 2 minor detail. These are dictating our knowledge about the theory of writing of paragraph used for dictating the AI. And the result of the AI, the product, will be better rather than we just ask totally to the AI without our prompt. We call it prompt. So AI without good prompts is stupid. Yeah. AI without a good prompt is stupid. So a good prompt is created by the teacher or the user of AI because he or she has a schemata knowledge of the theory about what is being doing, the task, performing the task. This is very simple one. So don't introduce AI before the theory, the concept of the theory we are teaching the student is internalized by them in the classroom. If that is the case, that is the total adoption of AI, and this is dangerous, of course. This is dangerous. Instead, we dictate, and that is the way. But be adaptive. Now, remember Bill Gates' prediction, 2036. 10 years later, doctors and teachers are replaced by AI. So we are jobless. But don't worry. AI is not as clever as our natural intelligence. As I told you just now, because we have the theory, the concept of writing a small paragraph, then we can dictate the AI so that the product that is created by AI here will be in parallel with the right way of how to write the good writing. And this is the what should teachers do. Don't be resistant, neither be the total adoption, but we have to be adaptive. Next, please. This is I focus on pedagogy, AI, and the schemata of knowledge. What is knowledge? Is the science that we are studying. If we are mathematics teachers, we must be good at mathematics theoretically, basically, conceptually, and so on and so forth. That is the over there. And then AI is part. So I use the triangle here, is that AI is on the part. Without that knowledge, a schemata, the theory, AI cannot perform. The definition is perform the task. Cannot do or cannot perform the task correctly, genuinely, exactly, and so on and so forth. So what is the combination between a schemata, the knowledge of that we are studying, the field that we are focusing, the field of science that we are teaching to the students, and also AI as the adaptation for us in implementing, then the result is the best pedagogies. What is the triangle here should be done simultaneously by the teachers. So the teachers who are not creative will be left behind, and their pedagogies, the way of teaching, will be also traditional and left behind, and unable to keep the pace of the advancement of the digital society with the very complex, requirements. So academic writing, for example, we have to digest profoundly the theory of academic writing. How to understand conceptually, theoretically, so that we have the pattern of dictating the AI. And the AI here we use by dictating, by instructing. So the prompt here is created from there to put on the AI and becoming the pedagogies. If the teachers lack either of them, yeah, if the teacher is absent either of them, one of them, the schemata, the knowledge, or AI, or pedagogist, then not adaptive and will be very in trouble, especially in living in digital society. And then the prediction by Bill Gates in next 10 years will be true. Yeah. So, but don't worry. Let's get be adaptive. Next, please. Next, please. I didn't write the platform because it is the secret. So, how can the AI write the lesson plan in 16 weeks systematically and properly? I tried to create a prompt. This prompt is from my knowledge of pedagogy and the theory of how about daily communication. Speaking theory in language teaching, we have to know, number one. Number two, we have to know the pedagogy that is related to the way how to teach, instructional material. So pedagogy, like media, method of teaching, and how to deliver the subject easily and so on. And then the order or teaching. These three triangle, the knowledge of the theory of speaking, that is my field, and the pedagogy of the way, the method of teaching, and the method of teaching speaking and the theory of speaking are different. The theory of speaking is the schemata of the field of science about my subject, while the method of teaching is the pedagogy, how to teach the skill of teaching. These two, then we try to create the prompt. The prompt, I didn't write the prompt, yeah, because this is my own. I usually introduce to my student in the classroom. That prompt here is produced by the theory of speaking and the way of teaching, that is method of pedagogy, and this is good. Yeah. So I can write, I can design a lesson plan in 16 weeks, just only a few seconds, not minutes, few seconds. Yeah, go on. Go on, please. Yeah, starting from the objective. So, general objective. How can AI do this? Because of my prompt. What is my prompt? That is the theory of speaking and the knowledge of pedagogy about the way, the method of teaching speaking, I mean, and use functional English and so on, demonstrate confidence and so on and so on. So, yes, this is chronologically in 14 sessions. Go on, please. Yeah, go on. Yeah. And also, very specifically, yeah, give the, for example, topic, greeting, and introduction, the key language, introduction, and so on, activities. Very complete pedagogically. How can this AI produce this? Because of my prompt that I wrote in the earlier one. I didn't expose it because this is for my own students. Yeah. And then the next, yeah, distraction, tourism, attraction, providing direction, and all complete. Only a few seconds. Yeah, next please. Yes, next please. And exactly the last. So, tour guiding and giving, and also they very systematically, only a few seconds. Now, if I'm teaching, for example, 20 classes, I can do this only less than 30 minutes. Yeah, for making the preparation like this. Yeah. And how can the AI draw like this? Because of the two, that is the theory of the knowledge of the schemata of speaking. And secondly is the methodology how to teach, that is pedagogy. The two factors, the two components here can be created, can be used for creating the prompt and becoming like this. This product is because of the triangle that I showed you in earlier slide. So don't be, resistant, but use AI by detecting it using our knowledge. Of course, if we do not know the knowledge of the field of science we are studying profoundly, then it is very difficult to create that kind of product by AI like this. Yeah, go on, please. This is my I give a research paper without abstract, but I dictate the AI. If you read the first one in the beginning, sentence or sentences, it will show the writer's field of science. That is a good abstract, even though there are many journals, research journal, still do not apply this kind of pattern. If you read the first sentence, we will understand that that is the field of science the writer has. Secondly, it is the purpose or the objective of the research. Thirdly, the methodology, how the research was done. Fourthly, the finding. And lastly, the conclusion and recommendation. And how can we produce the very systematic abstract of a research paper like this? Is by writing the prompt. And the next question is, how is the prompt created? It is created based on our knowledge of the theory how to write the best abstract. How to write the best abstract is in relation to the knowledge, the theory, the concept of academic writing in a research paper. And that is the product. We cannot do like the AI cannot do this if we do not have the prompt that we create from our knowledge of how the theory of writing the best abstract. Yeah, this is so meaning that AI is dictated by the natural intelligence of human being instead of natural human being dictated by artificial intelligence. No, this is the creation. So if you read this abstract, then it is because of the prompt, and the prompt is because of the theory we have how to write the best abstract. Next, please. Yes. Now, key point for future-ready pedagogies. Ladies and gentlemen, everywhere, and also the participant through the Zooming platform. The previous one, please. The previous one, that's it. So, key point for future-ready pedagogies. Future-ready pedagogies. be careful in this case. Sooner or later, even today, we don't need something related to document or papers. Everything is already available in the digital society. So what we want to know, what we want to find, what we want to require about, it is already available in our digital society. Yeah. And therefore, in the global circumstance, in the global scale, the future-ready pedagogies are now prevailing topic. Meaning that we do not need anything related to the preparation that we have to prepare in document and written papers. Instead, we are already just take it from what is available in the social digital society. And this is, we call it future-ready pedagogies. So technology integration, yeah, and digital fluency, student-centered learning approaches, emphasis on critical thinking and creativity and problem solving. Yes, of course, this will be related to the next slide. Go on, please. So, other skill to be provided for the learners in facing the prevailing AI usage globally in the world, then yes, of course, we have to give the social emotional learning and well-being, lifelong learning and professional development. And in this case, we can also go to global citizenship and sustainability. Number 3 here is now in the fact that we are now living together. And then assessment for learning, meaning that students can also assess by themselves using AI. Yeah, I always demonstrate it in the classroom. Writing a certain text, then write a question, and then answer with the key answer, and then already available. So we do not need anything. Everything is available in digital society. Next, please. PPI. You know, yesterday evening, I watched my AI. I imagine AI. I'm now imagining as if I'm in the classroom in the English department, education department of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, UNUSA. So I was imagining, I wrote in the AI, I'm now in the classroom with my student, and my student busy with their laptops, and I'm teaching writing. I'm wearing a brown jacket and a red tie and the cream shirt. Can you please create this? And then like this, even though not Djuwari. So this is the example of this is the illustration that is not plagiarized, because this is I created by myself. I just last night, I told AI by writing, AI, imagine that I'm now in the classroom with my student, but my student are busy with their laptops writing, doing something related to assignment from me. Please draw me, I'm a teacher standing in the middle of the classroom. And then on the wall, reads PPI, FKIP, UNUSA. UNUSA-nya keliru ya. Unisa. Nah, and then I click, this is the my imagination. How can we create this? Because of my imagination, not because of the AI. And this is the example. So finally, our attitude toward AI, smiling. And then be kind with AI. Don't hate AI. And also, yeah, be positive and also and so on and so forth. So our attitude toward AI should be everything like that. Yeah, actually, I got it from a friend of mine talking about AI yesterday evening. So I discussed the AI with my group in the messengers. Then suddenly, this is the last topic of the final discussion. We have to be kind to AI, don't hate, don't persistent, don't be persistent, don't be resistant, but adapted. But also don't be the total adoption of the AI. So this is Djuwari, busy with the student in the classroom of teaching writing. I'm wearing the brown jacket and red tie and gray, with the kind busy with the student. Yeah. Next, please. Next, please. Thank you very much. The flower, the rose, is actually the symbol of I love all the participants, not only in the stake here, but also those who are joining through the Zoom platform. And I hope that my presentation can be fruitful and also for making us not, against the AI, but adaptive. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, thank you, Dr. Djuwari, for the impressive insight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now have Q&A session. For anyone who has question, please raise your hand or use raise hand feature on Zoom. Or you can type your question in chat box and I will deliver it to the speaker. Okay, now it seems like we got question from the Zoom. Okay, Mr. Garcia.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Dr. Djuwari.
Good
Is
morning.
my audio clear? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Djuwari, for everything about on how you shared to us here. But I have some concern concerning to this, particularly when you discuss about the earlier slides concerning the growing impact of AI on all sectors. Yeah. On number 6, there is a phrase, future perspective. I have to connect this in this previous presentation that I really appreciate because you are the one who predicted. That was 2017 when you predicted that the advent of this digital society, which is inevitable. Then, come 2022, you have just mentioned again another prediction, the advent of this GPT, Chat GPT, which is primarily, I'm interested to know more about this. However, prior to this, you have just mentioned that human intelligence cannot be replaced by the artificial intelligence, right? However, Bill Gates, as he predicted 10 years from now, that human intelligence will be surpassed by this artificial intelligence. Now, I would like to ask from your end the connections regarding to this, particularly about this future perspective. because all of us here, I'm connected from Quezon City University in the Philippines, and we are now looking into the aspects of the applications of AI in everything, particularly in research. What I'm trying to know from your end, since you discuss well all these things with relevance with the integration of this AI, what would be then the future perspective? Not touching about the prediction given by Bill Gates in your own as we adapt it in our from day-to-day learning sessions in different classrooms. Thanks so much, Dr. Djuwari.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your questions. Yeah. Well, in the case of the prediction, then in the case of the AI, and also dealing with the what is now being prevailing in the world related to the Bill Gates prediction and AI in the implementation of the education and so on and so forth, I think I always emphasize that I have already highlighted as whether we are as a teachers or a student especially, because the students are depending on the teachers in the classroom, and the children also depending on the parents, and also the teachers depending on their own attitude towards the AI. So in my perspective is that digital society is actually our reality in our life. And then as a teachers, yeah, we have our role in, preaching, yeah. We are the bridge between the knowledge and also between the knowledge and the technology. If we are only on the left side of the knowledge without implementing the AI, as being predicted by the Bill Gates here, will be the fact will come true, I mean, yeah. On the other hand, if we just totally adopting the AI, whether we are teachers or parents or students or any policymakers in education, national education, for example, then it is also not good. So we are, I suppose, we are like a pendulum. So we are like a pendulum swinging on the left, swinging on the right, and sometimes in the center to be consistent with our integrity of doing learning our theory. But sometimes we have to the left side teaching using the AI, and then we go the right side looking at the pedagogy. How about if our pedagogy is without being assisted with the AI and so on? So by being like a pendulum, yeah, swimming left and side, we will be safe. So what is the Bill Gates predicted, for example, will not come through as long as we are adaptive, so not being resistant, but adaptive, and also neither of being the total adoption of the AI. Now, as I give you the example, like what I showed you in the last of the my slides, for example, first of all, I learned a lot about the theory of a certain a way of how to write the paragraph. And this theory that we have in our field of science, we can introduce to the student in the classroom. And after the students have got the knowledge or schemata or experience of learning about the process of writing a paragraph theoretically based on the linguistic theory, then we try to introduce AI instead of AI first. So what you are now, for example, worrying about, especially public in general, will not be the case, will not the serious problem. Again, that we must be like a pendulum, swimming on the left, swimming on the right, and stand still in the center, looking like a traditional way, traditional one. But we are also feel, for example, we are feeling being threatened, then we go to the left side, looking at what is AI going on, and then we go to the right side, what is the theory is dictating us, and so on, and that is the combination of the triangle that I showed you in the one of my slide. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, we hope that answer your question. For the participant in this room, is there any question? Okay, introduce yourself briefly and pose your question.
Thank you for the opportunity that the committee have given me. So, Mr. Djuwari, I have a question for you. What is your opinion on how many ways AI empowers learners when used alongside academic writing and reading theories? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, my beloved students. Yeah. Well, fortunately, I have been engaged in cultivating the AI day and night, every minute, while I'm also learning profoundly about the subject of academic writing and so on and so forth in the classroom. So cultivating the AI, or in Javanese we can say otak-atik. Yeah. Cultivating the AI makes me so, happy and getting addicted. If I do not open a laptop and learning about AI, then it is like drinking coffee. If I don't drink coffee, then there is something wrong, something lost in my life. And in other cases, I also learned lots about the theory of academic writing, as I introduced you in the classroom. Yeah, the theory is very unique. And the theory is also giving us the pattern of step. And this pattern of step can be created into the form of the prompt. So actually, the most expensive one is not AI, but the prompts created by the human being. So AI is only a tool. But the prompts that we are creating today again and again, that is I call cultivating, or Javanese otak-atik. So cultivating the AI is nice. Every day I get addicted. As I told you, analogically, it is like drinking coffee. Whenever I don't drink coffee, even a cup a day, then I get confused, I get addicted, and so on and so forth. So your question is that in the case of academic writing or the subject that I teach you here, as long as you don't rely 100% without knowing the theory of the subject or mata kuliah, the subject you are studying, don't do anything related to AI, because you will be dragged into jeopardy. In other words, AI will make you into a dangerous situation. And therefore, the triangle that I use here is actually I created by myself here in order the teacher, you are the prospective teacher because you are now studying in the English department, being the prospective teacher, calon guru. So from now on, please be a consistent, enjoy how to use technology or AI for creating the strategy that is called prompt based on our knowledge originally from the theory of writing or reading or listening or speaking. As I showed you in the last slide of how I can write or design the learning preparation for the 16th session with the topic of the subject daily speaking communication for tourism, then I know the way, the step-by-step, pedagogically, step-by-step of writing or writing the preparation. And that step-by-step, I use in my knowledge a schemata for dictating the AI. And this is the secret. So if you look at the social media, the advertisement, iklan-iklan, mostly are not AI because AI are already available, free for us. What is being sold out, what is being sold by them, what is being advertised by them is the prompts. So they sell the prompt in a book, and the prompts here are the secret of the knowledge. If you are mathematics teacher, you must be good at mathematics. Otherwise, you cannot use the AI. If you are, for example, a language teacher, then you have to be good at language theory. Otherwise, you cannot make a prompt or pedagogy related to the way of strategy of teaching using AI. And that is my suggestion or my intention to all of the participants, the Zoom platforms, also in the States. And that is remember the triangle. So AI is the tool. Without our knowledge of schemata, that is the subject, the field that we are studying, we cannot have the pedagogies, the way how to transfer knowledge effectively, efficiently. So the triangle, that is my creation. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Abizar, we hope that answers your question. One more question from Zoom? Yes. Okay. One more question from Zoom. Raise your hand or you can type it in chat box.
Well, if no questions, I think we have already discussed in details and hope everything is fruitful. Yeah.
Okay, it seems there is no question. So ladies and gentlemen, before we end this session, I would like to say thank you so much from my deepest heart to Dr. Djuwari and whom for spending time to attend this webinar. And for that, we would like to give you an award in the form of certificate of appreciation for being our speaker today. And the certificate appreciation will be presented by Dr. Navia SPDI MPD. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to all speakers and participants for joining us in the first session of our international webinar. We truly appreciate your insights and engagement. We will now take a break and continue with the second session at 1 p.m. Please make sure to rejoin us on time for another round of exciting discussions. See you soon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To the start of intoxicating wine, lingering touch, these soft words whispered in the dark, set my heart on jack it up. open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. When you want to get off that darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. Clear When you want to get off that darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight place that